You know you need video marketing, but you just haven't done it yet. What if I told you though, if you did do video marketing, you could 10x your sales, your growth, and your engagement? According to HubSpot, 65% of marketers say they want to use video, but haven't started because they don't know what to do. So let's make time, not excuses. In this video, I'm going to show you how to get started with video marketing. We're going to cover how to figure out what videos you need to make, steps to getting the first one out the door, ideally in 5 days or less, and should you use AI or not. Spoiler alert, it might be illegal depending on what industry or country you are in. Remember, we want to 10x our growth, not 10x tank our public image. Number 1, what types of videos do you need to be making? I picked these based off of what the top videos from my clients were over the past year, the most in-demand, most requested, and the ones that had the most ROI for them. So this isn't my opinion, this is just straight up data from my clients from 2004 to 2005. Think about, what are your company pain points? The first video should really solve a problem within the company. What is the number one pain point? And I guarantee that's the video that you're going to want to use. Now you're probably thinking, oh great, Sydney, that's great. I know which one to do, but I still don't know how to make video. Well, we'll move on to step number 2, which is going to be, what do I need to start my first video? Very simple. You need 5 steps/things. I'll go over the bigger picture and then we'll break down the little details together. First, a purpose or a goal. Why are you making the video? 2, the script. 3, a production plan, how we're going to make the video. Number 4, the crew and the gear. And then number 5, a distribution plan. And this covers everything start to finish. A couple things to note. What did I not say? I did not say that you needed some really expensive 8K camera. These are like the small details that everyone gets caught up on, and they start to dream big and think like, well, what if we did this cool idea? And then they never make a video, or they lose sight of the bigger picture and the video looks really cool, but doesn't actually drive traffic or results or grow the company or support the brand. So what we want to do is we're making sure that we are getting the bigger picture, and then we can have fun and nitpick all the little details and come up with clever little stuff. But for now, you need to just look at the bigger picture. You're a marketer. This is strategic. So we're going to approach it that way. Keep that in mind as we go through each of these different components. So the first one was a purpose or a goal. Most importantly, this probably comes from your marketing plan, your strategy. It could be your brand identity, your mission, all those things. Make sure to think about that as you apply it towards this purpose or goal. So here are some real life examples from my own clients. I'm going to read them out to you. We need a killer 2-minute recruiting video to attract the best graduating medical students to our company, because higher quality recruits means less turnover, happier company culture, and better service for patients than what our competitors can provide. What is the purpose or the goal? It is to attract more, reduce turnover, and happier company culture. Number 2, we're on to the script. Listen, I'm not going to lie, this part is really difficult. A lot of people are going to use ChatGPT, and I think that's okay to try and get some ideas, but in the end, you need to be the one to write the script. Why do I say that? The scripts themselves are so bland and boring and average. Are you average? Do you want to be average? I didn't think so. No matter how much you train an agent, ChatGPT and Perplexity and Gemini, they just don't get it. It's just so bland, and people can tell. It's like identifying another human. You just gotta know that they're not human or not. I want to put a quote from Chris Do right here, and it's, don't be average, be different. No one dreams one day that they'll make average content and have average followers, give an average talk, say average things, have an average course, be remembered as being average. Be different, be radically different, be meaningfully different. The key to standing out in this modern era of video marketing is personality. I'm here in front of the camera and I'm a really high energy person. Am I going to try and be, professional? It is 2025, and here are the top 7 video marketing ideas that I have that you should be incorporating into your company. Number 1, what is that? You would probably listen to that, get some information, and then never click on the video again because it's boring. What you want to do is you want to inject your company's personality into that. Please stop making boring videos. Next is the production plan. This is definitely where I see people cut corners and then then problems happen. For example, there are a lot of steps. I'm just going to throw up on the screen a whole bunch right here. And this is maybe just 10% of everything that you need to make a video. Now, you may be saying, Sydney, I'm just shooting a little video inside of my company warehouse and we don't need all this. There's still rules that you have to follow. For example, you just can't use any music. If you film at a different location, you might need insurance for that location. If you rent cameras, you're going to have to do the paperwork to rent gear and insurance and making sure that you're covered on that. So you can't just say, hey, I'm going to pull out my phone and shoot a video. You can, but we're talking about doing it at a professional level that beats out your competition. Again, if you were just going to do something that's average, you're going to get average results. The idea of this is you're doing something very professional, very high end, and that will help you stand out from your competition. If you want to stand out, you do need to put a little extra work into the production process. That means hiring good actors, right? Didn't just hire any voice actor. I hired the one who did the Home Depot commercials. That requires a little bit of research. Permits, filming, what's your budget? What's your timeline? You might be working for a marketing department where you actually do have set deadlines. You probably have other responsibilities, so you're going to have to figure out how to fit this into your current schedule. The key takeaway is you need to put everything that you need to make this shoot happen into one document, binder, something. The number one reason why I get hired for companies is they get to the point where they have all the ideas, they have the script, they have the marketing plan, they have the budget, the schedule, and then they just don't know how to do it. So they call me and I come in with my gear and my crew and we get it done. And a lot of times the number one thing that I hear is, holy smokes, there's no way we could have figured this out ourselves. Sometimes it's not worth it to try and do it all yourself, especially if you accidentally do something illegal. Be careful, pull the right permits, do your research. Just check out the next videos that I post on this channel. I kind of walk you through everything. So yeah, you're fine. You got this. Don't let it stop you from making the video. All right, number 4, the crew and the gear. You probably need a film crew based off of what I said, unless you know how to operate cameras and lights and microphones and all this stuff. It's incredibly overwhelming to do it yourself. I've even had clients where they hired me because they said, yeah, every time we film, the audio is just terrible. And then I found out that they were just using the onboard GoPro audio. And I was like, no, you have to plug in an external microphone. A lot of times you just don't know what those things are. Have a crew come in with their camera gear. It's well maintained. They know what settings to use. Just because you know that there are settings doesn't mean you know the appropriate settings to apply for that particular filming situation. And there's a bunch of things that you can miss. For example, if I were to do this, yep, that's what it looks like when the lighting is not balanced properly. So this is the color temperature, but if you balance it correctly, it looks like this. Okay, and then the last one, distribution plan. When I was young and inexperienced and I was just beginning my video marketing career, I had come from the film production side. I actually worked in Hollywood for major motion pictures. And then when I entered the corporate world, I was like, you want a pretty video? I'll give you a pretty video. You just tell me what to do and I'll do it. So I didn't really have much of a marketing strategy mindset, and I would shoot the most beautiful footage on the planet for my clients, and then they would come back and be like, yeah, we really didn't use the video very much, but it looks nice. This is not good for marketing. You should always have a plan. What did I just say about work backwards? Always make sure you know what the end goal is, and then you work backwards from there. I didn't do that when I was younger because I was just entering the corporate world. But now, after 10 years plus, I don't know how many years it's been, working as a marketing director specific for video, I know that you have to come up with a strategy first. Always decide, where is this going to go? Is this an internal video or is this external? Is this B2B, B2C? Are we using this for pitching, funding? Is it going to have to go on a private server because it can't go out to the public yet because we're showing a prototype of a government product that, the public cannot see? Is this a training video that is for internal doctors only and we can't show it to the public? Or is this something that's meant for customers? We're doing a project management software, so we're going to put this on our FAQ website, and then you can see information about how to use the software in the series of 2-minute chunks. What is going to be your distribution plan for the final product? You have to decide that because that might change your tone of language. When I worked at Microsoft, we shot a whole bunch of stuff that was internal only, NDA, that could not go out to the public. So anything that I put in there, I had to kind of be, monitored, and I had to tailor the script in a way where if it ever accidentally got released, it would be safe. That might be something for you to consider. Make sure you know the distribution channel first. And now it's time to talk about AI. We're sort of in that era where it's still the uncanny valley. If you don't know what uncanny valley is, look at this from Polar Express, right? They look human, but you're like, something is wrong with them. What is wrong with your face? That is what AI currently is. People still know it's AI, and it kind of freaks them out, especially when there's humans in it. They're going to be in the comments section. Just look at some of the comments here where they're vicious. So I would say right now using video AI is a risk. Go with caution. There are some legal things that we have to go over. So I'm going to preface this by saying I am not a lawyer, obviously, but you should consult actual lawyers, like your lawyers, your company lawyers, and IP people to make sure that this is okay. I'm going to give you some guidelines. It's your job to go ahead and research that. So let's take a look. First one is this false advertising. The FTC has very, very strict laws when it comes to showing a product and the final sales. You've probably seen the behind the scenes of food photographers where they're placing like every little sesame seed on there and they're painting the ketchup on. But there are rules. They have to use the exact same ingredients in the same quantities as the final product. You can't do that with AI. You can't just go in and say, hey, we're going to make this beautiful looking hamburger, and then your actual hamburger does not match that you sell from your restaurant. I should also say that YouTube has announced that they are going to demonetize what they're calling AI slop. Anything mass-produced in AI that doesn't look good, that doesn't add value, will get taken down. So if you're thinking of doing an entire digital ads campaign or YouTube Shorts or Instagram campaign using AI, probably don't. That's just a take on it. From one marketer to another talking about marketing ads, it seems like we have all agreed that AI slop is not good for us, so probably don't contribute to that. Coca-Cola and Toys R Us recently did commercials in AI. I think it was like last year around Christmas, and they did not go well. They were received very poorly. On the one hand, we have AI that's pretty much replacing jobs, particularly at our level. Directors of marketing, creative managers, creative directors. But most people get the sense that AI is going to take their jobs. So there are negative feelings. If you're very proud and you're like Duolingo and you're like, oh my gosh, we're going to be AI first, and then your stock crashes because a whole bunch of people unsubscribe. I'm not saying those two things were related, but they're probably related. Maybe not tell everyone you're going to be AI first when your company is about language, culture, and connecting people through the power of foreign languages. You should probably be a people first company and not an AI first company. So that was definitely a brand misalignment. Overall, it's up to you as the marketer to decide if you want to use AI or not. I'm not a lawyer. Go talk to your lawyers. Make sure that you are compliant. And if you're interested in how to take the next steps, then you're going to click on this next video. I'll see you there. Bye.